What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 first-round draft prospects for the Dallas Cowboys. Drafting at number 12, there's really any number of which possibilities the Cowboys could go with this pick. You're probably not looking at a quarterback, so quarterback's off the table. The only other position I would say is probably off the table is defensive end. Other than that, I think they'll draft probably best player available because you don't need a quarterback. Dak Prescott is pretty sold in there now. Am I the biggest Dak Prescott fan? No, but they're not going to draft a quarterback. Then defensive end, you've got Parsons, you've got Lawrence. So they're probably not going to draft one of those positions. So these are in no particular order. Let's go ahead and get it here. All right, first off, we've got Armand, Membou. Now, they're not in any order, but I've kind of got them least likely to most likely. Missouri offensive lineman here. They could use some O-line help. Zach Martin just retired. Also, he has played tackle in college, but he could play guard or tackle either which way. Haven't seen a ton of his tape, but he is getting some good buzz around his NFL draft stock, and he should be available at 12. Next up, Luther Burden, Missouri receiver. Try to get CD some help. Try to get Dak some help. Now, receiver-wise, it's unclear exactly who's going to be left. Rome McMillan, from Arizona. Can't remember if it's Romeo. From Arizona, he's probably going to be gone. He's kind of the best prospect. Receiver-wise, though, if you want to add somebody, you might could trade back. I don't know if you're going to necessarily want to take Burden at 12 because I feel like this might be a reach. He's good, but I feel like you could drop back a little bit, a few picks to maybe 15 or something. Whether it's Luther Burden, whether it's Ibuka, whatever way you want to go. You could also go the tight end route if you want to draft Penn State's tight end and kind of get some weapons in there. But I could see them bringing in some help there to kind of get some pressure off of CD. Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. Now, number one, I don't think he's going to be there at this time. I feel like he's probably going to go in the top 10. He's a pretty good D tackle. Number two, though, unless you're drafting like a Aaron Donald type D tackle, do you want to bring in a D tackle? Is this too much of a reach? I think at 12, it's not. I think 12, you can definitely take Mason Graham and be fine with it. He's going to be good. Some other D tackles I've seen thrown around is like Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, formerly of A&M, because I feel most likely Mason Graham's going to be on. If he is at 12, I think this is the Cowboys pick because he's too good to pass up. But I doubt he'll be available. I figure he'll go top 10. Will Johnson, Michigan cornerback, put up some really good numbers, All-American. Now, how much help do they need in the secondary? That's up for debate. But the way the NFL is now, I mean, you can never pass up too many corners because you're going to bring them in nickel sets, in dime sets. Now, this guy would probably be a day one starter, though, so you're probably not going to need him in the nickel. But most of the time, you're running 4-2-5 anyway nowadays. So Will Johnson definitely could help out the Cowboys, especially if they end up losing like Jordan Lewis in free agency. All right, and last but not least here, Ashton Jeanty, Boise State running back. I don't know if this is too high of a pick for running back when they're not probably a complete game changer. I think Ashton Jeanty is a monster. He's good. But do you want to take this guy at 12, or do you want to take a pick that might can help you and get on the field at all times? I think it depends on what's available. If Mason Graham's here, you take him. If Will Johnson's there, I think you take him over Ashton Jeanty. But as far as the other two picks, I would probably take Jeanty because I think he's pretty good. Now, could you trade back a little bit? I don't know necessarily how high teams are going to be on taking a running back, even one of Jeanty's stature. And I think you might could trade back here because you probably don't want to go and roll in to camp with Rico Dowdle again as your running back. But this would definitely help Dak out. It would help CD out. It would just help the offense out in general, bringing in a running back. But as of right now, those are my top 5 first-round draft prospects for the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you think they should pick at 12? Should they trade up? Should they trade down? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.